Beau is a neurotic middle-aged man who lives alone in a bad neighborhood. During his therapy sessions, he mostly talks about his mother, a manipulative and overprotective business lady. When Beau is about to come and visit his mom, a series of unfortunate coincidences makes him lose his apartment keys and eventually miss the plane. From then on, the situation is only getting worse, as numerous obstacles keep Beau from seeing his mother. King Midas of art horrors, Ari Aster is an undoubtedly talented writer and director. He made his astounding debut with the horror drama Hereditary in 2018. 1 year later, Aster avoided the infamous sophomore curse with Midsommar, that in many ways surpassed his first feature. By the time Aster released his third movie Beau is Afraid, he had earned a name in the horror industry and opened his own production studio, Squarepeg. And while his new project didn't do well at the box office, Aster has proven, once again, that the success of Hereditary and Midsommar was not just luck. The director feels the genre, the art of cinema in general, and also feels his audience, despite overestimating their willingness to watch 3-hour experimental pictures. The feature was born out of Aster's 7-minute short film Beau, whose protagonist can't go and visit his mother because he lost his keys and got overwhelmed by an avalanche of other annoying problems. Beau is Afraid begins the same way as the short film, but then Aster veers off course. At some point, an eccentric black comedy transforms into an existential phantasmagoria that feels like an homage to Michel Gondry's psychedelic trips, a paraphrase of Darren Aronofsky's Mother, and a spiritual follower of Southland Tales, a bizarre opus magnum by Richard Kelly, another golden boy of the surrealist horror genre. Beau is Afraid is made of 4 distinctive parts, and this is where problems begin. The first 2 acts are way more exciting and clever than the last 2. Plus, the film runs for a whopping 3 hours. This basically leaves us with 2 movies, and the first one beats the second one big time. The film opens up with trivial scenes from Beau's everyday life. We watch the poor guy face all those maddening things that are painfully familiar to anyone living in a big city. Intrusive and dangerous neighbors, random complaints, runaway pets, psychos in the streets, broken household appliances, irritating noise, yelling. All this is funny, familiar, scary, and discomforting at the same time. Outside the city, Beau meets a caring couple who want to help him. The couple's rebellious daughter, on the contrary, takes a strong dislike to the newcomer and tells nasty things about him to another tenant, a mentally unstable war veteran. Although there are no rivers of blood, torn off limbs, and other traditional horror elements, the first part of Beau is Afraid is nothing short of a psychological horror. The word, psychological, refers to the director's attack on the viewer. Aster attempts to undermine our feeling of safety and balance and play on our deep, subconscious fears. Rather than anxiety about something specific, it's a fear that if something can go wrong, it will. Think of a child whose mom left him alone in a checkout line to go back and grab something. While the kid realizes that it won't be the end of the world if the cashier starts scanning the items before his mom shows up, that oppressing anticipation of a disaster sends him into an irrational panic. This is the feeling Aster is trying to evoke with the viewer. Sadly, the third part of the movie, which is a meditative allegorical parable, and the finale, which is downright surreal, are less exciting to watch. But what's even worse, Aster starts to repeat himself. The film becomes too verbose and vague, as if the director, unwilling to part with the protagonist, were pushing the ending away. He feels close to the guilt-ridden, scared and exhausted Beau. Joaquin Phoenix, who is always on point, lets us see into the soul of his sophisticated character, but this doesn't save the film's climax from falling flat. This doesn't ruin the whole movie, of course, but it's not what you expect from Ari Aster, whose Hereditary and Midsommar each left you speechless with their gut-wrenching third acts.